pretty disappointing that our sanctioning body refuses to acknowledge or accept any responsibility for drivers getting hurt. It's the same, they said. We knew better. It's wrong. These drivers continue to get taken advantage of by the system.
The NASCAR racing community can't stop talking about what happened last weekend at COTA between longtime driver Denny Hamlin and Austin Dillon. Even though cars bump into each other all the time in NASCAR races, this crash got everyone arguing. Former champion Kevin Harvick had strong opinions about it that went deeper than just talking about two cars hitting each other.
Kevin Harvick also weighing in on Twitter. Completely unacceptable that those in charge have let things get to this point. I remember it like it was yesterday. Denny Hamlin in the presentation of the new car to the drivers, pleading that the car was too stiff. Data didn't agree. Time to listen to the drivers, crashing them. So
the incident occurred during a crucial moment at COTA's challenging Turn 6. Hamlin, driving the number 11 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, made contact with Austin Dillon's number 3 Chevrolet, sending Dillon spinning and bringing out a caution flag. Initial reactions were harsh, with many viewers watching the in-car camera footage that seemed to show Hamlin accelerating directly into Dillon without apparent cause. However, as Kevin Harvick explained on his podcast, Kevin Harvick's happy hour, there was more to the story than initially appeared. I think we were all a little unclear on how they were actually officiating the race through the ESCs. Apparently Turn 6 became not part of the S's anymore. So what started happening throughout the day is all that dirt from the grass that they drove through when everybody realized they could cut Turn 6. That dirt started blowing all over the racetrack. This context painted a different picture of what happened. According to Harvick, as drivers repeatedly cut the corner throughout the day, they dragged dirt onto the racing surface, creating hazardous conditions. Harvick continued, "As they went to the inside of the racetrack, all that dirt blew into what was the normal groove. And I think when Denny had a little too much speed and he got in the dirt, it was just super dirty out there and he lost it." Hamlin took responsibility for the incident, apologizing to Dillon and acknowledging the error was his for not recognizing the deteriorating track conditions. The wreck was just the latest disappointment in a challenging season for Hamlin, who finished the COTA race in 21st position. More significantly, the caution triggered by Hamlin's incident erased Kyle Busch's substantial lead with only a few laps remaining. Hamlin admitted afterward, "It was no given that Kyle was going to win. I hated it because Kyle just did an awesome job all day long leading the race. We ended up having a great race anyway, but it was certainly a caution he didn't want to see." But while this specific incident garnered immediate attention, Harvick's analysis went much deeper. The retired champion used his platform to explore what he sees as a significant shift occurring within Joe Gibbs Racing, the declining influence of longtime star Denny Hamlin, and the rapid ascension of young talent Christopher Bell. To understand this situation, one must appreciate Hamlin's remarkable journey with JGR. His story begins as a humble Florida native with no family connections in NASCAR, just raw talent and determination. He reportedly went nearly broke trying to break into the sport before J.D. Gibbs, son of team owner Joe Gibbs, discovered him and gave him an opportunity with 5 truck races and 1 Xfinity race in 2005. That chance was all Hamlin needed. In 2006, he secured his first Cup Series win for Joe Gibbs Racing at the Pocono 500, beginning a relationship that has spanned 2 decades and produced 54 wins. His 3 Daytona 500 victories, 2016, 2019, 2020, have cemented his place among NASCAR's elite, with a spot in the Hall of Fame virtually guaranteed. Yet for all his success, one achievement has eluded Hamlin, a Cup Series championship. Now approaching his 45th birthday, time appears to be running out on his championship dreams. More concerning for Hamlin is the changing landscape within the Joe Gibbs Racing organization. Enter Christopher Bell, Thea's rising star who has quickly established himself as JGR's future. Bell's path has been meteoric. After impressing in late models, he secured a Truck Series championship with Kyle Busch Motorsports in 2017. His transition to the Xfinity Series with JGR was even more impressive, 19 wins in just 79 races. His Cup Series career has continued this upward trajectory, with 11 wins already and no signs of slowing. Most impressively, Bell has quickly mastered the next generation car while many veterans struggled. This season has been particularly impressive, with Bell claiming victory in 2 of the first 4 races. The contrast between Bell's ascendancy and Hamlin's struggles is stark, and it's this dynamic that Harvick zeroed in on with his characteristic bluntness. Harvick acknowledged, "Denny Hamlin, he's one of the best, one of the most experienced, and he's gonna be a leader. But even when you are a great leader and you are a great race car driver, sometimes you just never know if all the details are gonna click. It's tough, and we have had that continuity of the 20 team, and all of a sudden a little bit of that focus goes over here, and the next thing you know, you are not the guy anymore. It's just an interesting time at JGR with all the different dynamics." Continuity is the key word that highlights Christopher Bell's advantage at Joe Gibbs Racing, while Denny Hamlin faces significant challenges. As Caitlin Vincey, co-host of Kevin Harvick's podcast, pointed out, Bell's success is largely due to the stability of his team, Vincey explained. When it comes to Christopher Bell, Adam Stevens is a big part of that. The continuity with the team is so valuable. Same road guys, same pit crew. That's undervalued when you have that exact core group for years. This stability stands in stark contrast to the upheaval Hamlin has experienced in 2024. After years of consistency, the veteran driver has been forced to adapt to major changes. The departure of longtime sponsor FedEx and the loss of crew chief Chris Gabehart, replaced by Chris Gale. For a driver in the later stages of his career, these changes present significant obstacles. Harvick observed, "Denny got off to a great start at the Clash and had a chance at the Daytona 500, but they've had a lot of changes. It'll be interesting to see where that clicks for those guys. Will they dominate some races or struggle? What will the new number 11 team look like?" With Hamlin's contract expiring in 2025, every race becomes crucial. Each disappointing result raises questions about his future with JGR, while Bell's victories reinforce the notion that the team's future belongs to the younger driver. Bell's versatility is particularly impressive. A dirt track specialist with 3 Chili Bowl Nationals victories, he's flourished since Coach Gibbs lifted the restriction on competing outside NASCAR. This freedom appears to have unlocked even greater potential, establishing him as a legitimate championship contender. Complicating matters is Hamlin's dual role as both JGR driver and co-owner of 2311 Racing with Michael Jordan. This ownership position gives Hamlin options most drivers in his situation wouldn't have. For NASCAR fans, the Hamlin-Bell dynamic represents one of 24's most fascinating storylines, the classic veteran versus rising star narrative. Can Hamlin make one last championship push, or will Bell claim the title that has eluded his experienced teammate? The recent COTA incident serves as a microcosm of Hamlin's predicament. Despite his extensive experience, he finds himself struggling to adapt while a younger competitor thrives. Harvick's analysis exposed the uncomfortable reality facing one of NASCAR's most accomplished drivers. As the season progresses, Hamlin faces a difficult adjustment after spending nearly 2 decades as one of JGR's cornerstone drivers. His response will reveal much about his character. Will he embrace a mentor role while pursuing his own goals, or will pride drive him elsewhere? This compelling narrative embodies what makes NASCAR so engaging, the human drama that exists alongside the mechanical precision and tactical strategy of the sport.